Hello everyone, my name is Lakaya. Welcome back to my channel. And for today, we're going to be talking about healing like we do any other day. But today we're talking about the beginning of me recognizing why the relationships that I was in, they were for a reason, they were for a purpose, they were for healing. So at the time, you know, when I was in the relationship with my children's father, he was more like a dad to me, the father I never had. He took that role and kind of gave me what my inner child was needing at that time. So when we think about relationships, we think about what we're trying to heal, and that person often reflects that. So during that time, that was what I was needing. It wasn't something, I wasn't acting childish. It was just like a figure, someone who takes direction and tells you, X, Y, and Z. Whatever that, during that time meant for me is what, I needed. And then my next relationship, so I basically outgrew him because towards the end of that relationship, I kind of joked, but I felt like now looking back, I was being serious, and the fact I kept saying okay dad, okay dad, but really like I was over it. I didn't need a father figure. I wanted a partner. So it's like outgrowing. So I outgrew him to my next relationship, which, if you think about it, so for me, it's like your inner child, then you got your teenager years, and then you got your adulthood. So this was me graduating to my teenager years of exploration and the thrill and the danger and whatever comes with being a teenager and testing the limits. But I was an adult because I wasn't able to have that true teenager experience. I was not that way. I was very different in high school, but in my adult years, that's basically what I did. And so the next boyfriend was basically the reflection of that: the thrill, the danger, the on edge, the testing the limits, the, everything in between. And that's where I feel a lot of my bulk of my healing actually began, and understanding what it means to like understand the energy, someone's energy, and understanding, I don't know. It was wild. But then eventually I outgrew him too because I started to choose myself. I started to notice when, words didn't match actions, and, I felt like I didn't want to have that. I was taught in that relationship, um, delayed gratification and instant gratification. And mainly it was, everything was a delayed gratification within that relationship. Everything was just, I was always put last, no matter what. So then I started to pick myself first. And when I started to pick myself first, that's when I moved on to this phase 3, of being. So when you go to phase 3, you're essentially, what I was essentially doing was understanding why I chose the relationships that I chose, why this time was needed for me to be alone, why traumas were showing up, and traumas within the first relationship, traumas with major traumas within the second relationship, and really healing through those and understanding my place and understanding why things needed to happen when they did. Because when we're looking back at our traumas and understanding them, feeling those emotions is what's crucial. So I took the time to understand all of those emotions and ask the questions, and then heal, and then be re-triggered, and then ask why, and then it's a continuous loop. So that's what phase 3 brings you, is emotional regulation. It's always choosing yourself, because you're now able to, because you're not looking back, looking at the past traumas, looking at the past mistakes, and understanding that, you know, this was meant, you know, we're meant to learn something, not look back always and blame ourselves and just be in that constant fight or flight. That's not how it is. That's not how it's supposed to be. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is just the phases of the healing that I had to go through. And maybe you've went through that too. That's why you're here. This is why you're seeing this video. This is why we're connecting, because we're on this healing journey to describe the why. So we went, you know, we went through some stuff in our lives, and now we're putting context to it. This is what happened, you know, and then now I'm able to speak about it, and you know, you're able to speak about it, and then we're able to just connect and heal. So if this video has found you, welcome to the dream team. I'm excited to have you. Look at my ebook. It's the Dreamer's Handbook. So initially I created this ebook because when I started to decode my dreams, this is what really propelled my healing, because I was looking at my subconscious. And when you start looking at your subconscious, it becomes conscious. Okay, so take a look at it, dip your toes in, understand, you know, what it means to decode your dreams, and just be curious. All right, I'll see you in the next video.